about Mean Girls.
Mean Girls. It was very fetch.
Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. Everyone.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Go ahead and just jump right in.
Awesome. Let's do it.
All right. Well, I do want to start off with, for those that are unaware, and I say this because I have a niece who has never seen Mean Girls and has only heard hype around Mean Girls. What is Mean Girls and what is your role in the show?
Oh, Mean Girls. So Mean Girls, our show is based off of the 2003 mega hit film. I saw it in theaters the day it came out because it was my birthday. I was 12. I was turning 12. And it was a huge deal. And so, all these years later, oh God, nearly like 20 years later, here we are doing the tour. And first Mean Girls was on Broadway, and then the national tour was created and launched, I think, in 2019. And man, the musical is, it's the same story. We follow a girl named Katie as she leaves Africa. Her parents have been doing environmental and animal research in Africa, and zoology, that's the word I was looking for. And they're like, we want you to be socialized. So they take her to North Shore. They take her to a public high school where she meets my character Janice and her best friend Damien, who are kind of the social outcasts, the art freaks, as one might say. And then we meet the entire school and all of the different cliques within that school. And then we meet the plastics, Regina George, Gretchen Wieners, and Karen Smith. And chaos ensues, and the whole show is kind of about one of the opening numbers is where do you belong? So you figure out where you belong, how you can maybe expand yourself and like grow from being inside of a clique and what that might mean. And then you learn that maybe you're the villain. maybe you've been the villain all along. And how like social settings can morph a human being, and how the desire to fit in and the desire to be popular can really change a person. And what does that mean in the first place? So I think it's a really, really great show. And it's got great songs. It's got the lines you know and love. It's Danny DeVito, I love your work. It's got all the good ones. So I think people will really, if you're a fan of the film, it's very likely you'll be a fan of the musical, but the musical and the film are different and the same, which I really love. It's definitely an adaptation. So I love it.
I am incredibly excited to see this production. This is like, when I heard this was coming to town, I could not be more excited. I wanted to wear a hoodie for this interview. And bust out that, she doesn't even go here number, but then it's like 10,000 degrees outside. So that was not possible.
Yes, it is. It's very warm. Texas is beating, I'm from California, and it is beating my home state by a mile for the heat. Whew,
and that
my
is
God.
not a title we want to have for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you were recently just like doing it on Broadway. It's Alphabet. And you got the opportunity to take on the role of Janice. What inspired you to kind of make that transition?
Well, when you know that one job is ending and it's probably a good time to look for another one, artists, I think especially professional performers, we don't have the same jobs as a lot of other people do, where, you're there until you want to go. And some performing jobs are like that, but I knew that my time with Wicked was coming to an end, and I got an email from my agent, and it said, we need a self-tape for the national tour of Mean Girls and for Janice. And I was like, nobody watches self-tapes. Sure. It's like a Monday night, like my day off from being the green girl. And I was like, I don't even know if I'm exhausted. I was just how am I ever gonna pull this off? And they watched it, and I got a call the next day to come in and do a callback in a couple of weeks, and then I did another callback, and And I don't think that Janice and Alphaba are far removed. The girl before me, Mary Kate Morrissey, was an Alphaba on the second national tour, or on the Munchkinland tour rather. So now we're joking that there is an Alphaba to Janice pipeline. So that's really fun. You know, we love to keep it in the family. And I think it just makes sense. I think going from a role like Alphaba, you know, kind of like a take no prisoners, no nonsense, stick up for the thing that's right. I think that I don't think the characters are very far removed from one another. Although I will say, I don't think Alphaba is mean. I don't think Alphaba is a mean person. I think we get asked a lot by locals, or, you know, people that are coming to see the show. They're like, are you a mean girl? Who's mean in the show? You know, the people that don't know show. And the answer is everybody. Everyone is like, that's, except for like, I think a very small amount of characters, that everybody's mean. And that's the lesson, is that you're not exempt from being mean. You know, like you have to really like watch your actions and your words and your intentions. And so yeah, but I will say, you know, a lot of people have asked, like, you know, Alphaba and Janice are so like, I was like, yes, but I don't think that Alphaba would ever come up with the con of all cons to like bring down a girl in her school.
This is true. That would have been a whole different musical.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Well, for you, I mean, obviously there's got to be a lot of big transitions from doing a musical that, of course, is set, you know, on Broadway, to being now you're on tour. You guys are constantly in different cities, different venues. What is the challenges like with that?
Oh man, I mean, you know, doing a Broadway schedule is hard. You know, New York with the seasons, and, you know, how cold it can get, and you know, when you're doing a role like Alphaba, it's just hard. It doesn't, even the people that it comes easier to, it is hard to do that amount of work all the time, that amount of emotional, physical, vocal, like all of it. It's just spiritual, mental. It's a lot of heavy lifting. The heavy lifting is different here, in the sense that, you know, sometimes we're doing 1 week stints in a city, and, you know, we travel on our days off, and that can be really taxing sometimes. And you just have to be really consistent with you taking your vitamins and drinking your water, and sleep. And I have a lot of young people that are aspiring performers that are, you know, what's the secret? It's water and sleep. It's the secret. Truly, like, I don't think I drink under 100 ounces of water ever. I have to. Especially when it's hot like this, and water and sunscreen always. But, you know, you have to make sure that you're getting enough sleep, that you're eating foods that work for you and for your fuel, and, you know, and also taking care of your mental state. If you need to take a day off, or if you need to make sure that you are outside all day for a day. I mean, you really have to kind of just find your tiny little pockets of self and home wherever you go. And that can be a really hard thing to do when you're living out of suitcases. Obviously, you know, other tours, they sit down, you know, for weeks and weeks at a time. And we do have many cities where we sit down for, you know, a month plus. But yeah, that's definitely a challenge. And I think selfishly, it's a challenge, because I always, usually every city that I've been to, I'm like, I want 1 more week, because I just want to like see more. I feel like I don't really get to like experience a city without tiring myself out. So that's really the only, I mean, I wouldn't even call it a con. It's just a challenge. You know, you trade one challenge for another. And I think that's what makes you grow as a performer. You find like what works for you, and you find what doesn't work for you. And yeah.
When they asked me, out of all the characters who I would love to talk to, it was not even a question. It had to be Janice, because Janice is my girl. I love Janice. What's your favorite thing about playing Janice?
Man, well, Janice feels like returning home for me, because I grew up in the aughts. I was a middle schooler and high schooler before the 2010s came around, and that was the emo phase, baby. That was like emo music and like side bangs, and everybody had gauges. And I I was never allowed to express myself in that kind of way. So I kind of like tweaked my style as much as I could to like stay within the realms of not getting in trouble at home. But and I was in theater, and I drew all the time, and I was writing all the time, and I was just extremely expressive, but not necessarily always on the outside. I was very inwardly expressive. So to play Janice and have this incredible wig with the buzzed side and like the bleached hair, and to also like the costume, she's got like pins on every jacket and fishnets and ripped shorts with studs, and it's amazing. It's the best.
I love that. I love that so much.
Mhm.
So when it comes to the play, you did say it does stay pretty close to the movie. So fans that are just super hyped about the film are gonna walk out just loving this movie.
I would say so. I think that the ways in which um the musical delves away from the movie is that Katie is not your narrator. Janice and Damien are, which I really love, that they are the ones, that they're like kind of our like slightly skewed moral compass throughout the entire, because I really love a story that is narrated by, what's the word? And I say this with love, like um not trustable narration. Where like every once in a while Janice will say something and Damien's like, that did not happen. No. Because it's the whole show, I mean, not to like completely give everything away, but it starts out with us saying, good morning, welcome to high school. So we're welcoming in the audience as if they're freshmen, and we're like, now listen, before you enter this school, we got to tell you, we got to like lay it down, because some shit went down last week or like last year. And before you guys come in, you got to know, because now we're seniors, this is our senior showcase, and if you guys pull this stuff, you're done. Like, it's really, really fun. And it's kind of like the end of the movie, where it's like junior plastics, and they're like, don't worry, we know how to handle this. It's kind of like we've flipped that on its head a little bit. And I think that's something for me personally. I always wanted more Janice and Damien from the film. I always wanted more of them. So I'm grateful that we like, and myself as a fan of Mean Girls, that we have more Janice and Damien, because I just think the connection between Janice, Damien, and Katie is so cool. And then you'll see like there's tiny little things that connect. It's just like such great show building and world building, where like some of my jewelry as Janice is also some of the jewelry that Gretchen has. Like I have some like earrings that Gretchen also has. And I like to think that Janice still wears those earrings because she used to be the Gretchen for Regina. You know what I mean? Like she used to be the best friend. And now that everything's turned around, like it's tiny little things like that where you're like, God, they really thought of everything. And it's just such good storytelling. And so I think if you really love the movie, I think you're going to enjoy the musical. But remember, it's a musical, so there's going to be songs where things would normally happen, and we can't quite literally take you all over a school as a set. So like there's like amazing, like we have a mall, and there's the set is incredible. You're going to just gasp the way that they've made this set happen. It's truly magic. And I think also you get insight on characters that you never got before, like more about Gretchen and more about Karen, and you get to, we kind of like there's like some things that aren't shown from the movie, so that there's more character development in the musical. I could talk about it all day. I just think it's really, really, I think that they've found a really well balanced show. So,
I am so excited to see this show.
And you're gonna laugh. Oh my God, you're gonna laugh. It's so funny.
I mean, really, the music, I know for me personally, when I've seen this show, I don't tend to jump in and listen to the soundtrack ahead of time. I want to go in and as much as you can, blank slate. And honestly, I have listened to, I think, almost all of Janice's songs, and it's purely by accident. I heard them playing on somebody's playlist, and I was like,
yeah,
it's so fun.
Yeah.
Sure enough, it's Mean Girls.
Yeah. And a lot of folks have been, the national tour is slightly different from the Broadway production. So there's been like some lyric edits, and some, they've kind of finessed some things and been like, the song's a little too long, we want more of this here, so we're going to trim that down, and we're going to change these lyrics here because it doesn't really make sense for this. And we've got, this cast is just unbelievable, and we have some really amazing history making performers in this cast, people of women of color being in roles that were usually played by white individuals. And it's really, really great. It's really amazing to see what high school actually looks like. Like, it really is. It's amazing to be around, because high school it's all of us. Everybody. My high school was a melting pot. It was everybody under the sun. It was like, you want goths, you got goths. You want jocks, you got jocks. It was phenomenal. So it's really nice to be within a cast that is real. It's really great.
Well, normally I like to end with asking, performers, why did they think people should see the show? But I feel like we've done a lot of that. So honestly, for you, I kind of would like to end with, what advice do you have for high schoolers nowadays who are dealing with these types of things?
Oh man. I can't imagine what it's like to be a young person. Well, like, I'm old. I can't imagine what it's like to be like someone still in school with the inundation of social media. And again, and not to jump back to another question, but that's also something very different from the movie to the musical. Is the musical is set in 2019, the movie is set in 2001. So it's, or like 2002. So they had like flip phones, and that was maybe it, or pagers. They had landlines. There's an entire scene where they're doing a 3-way call attack on a landline. And I remember that happening to me. It was like, oh my God, stressful. But now we've got these little tiny computers in our pockets. So, we definitely talk more about like social media and how it goes crazy and it spreads like wildfire, and how it can really damage or uplift a person. How it can really consume someone, that idea of fame and popularity and notoriety, and that's not always a good thing. So that's something I think I would really hope the younger generation could grasp onto, if they're feeling like they're sinking, is none of it's real. Unless people are like showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly, like it's really not real. And I've been online for a long time, and I've seen some really nasty stuff come out of the mouths of like 13 and 14-year-olds. And I would just really encourage people to be brave and not do that stuff, because it's really easy to be behind a screen and to just be like, I'm never going to get in trouble for this, or no one's ever going to know it's me, or I'm having a bad day, so I'm going to X, Y, and Z. I would encourage people to be brave and not do that, because I think it's cowardly to attack people from behind a screen. So I would say, be brave and stand up for people. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, guys. Lindsay, you are amazing. Thank you so much again for talking with us.
Thank you for having me. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I can't wait to have you. I can't wait to see you in Houston.
Can't wait to see it. I know you guys can't wait to see it as well. New Girls is going to be coming to the Hobby Center on the 16th through the 21st. Tickets are on sale now at Broadway at thehobbycenter.com. So get your tickets, come enjoy the show, bring the kids. It's great for everybody. And have a great time.
Thank you so much. We hope to see you there.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to North Shore High.